Welcome back to the Journey to the FarLands. Alright, let's see here. Got a whole bunch of stuff here, so let's just go ahead and get out of this. And blockade that. Alright, nobody unpleasant about. Alright, and we are going that way. Alright, let us continue onwards. This is the 355th Minecraft day since leaving spawn. Some 610,000 plus blocks in the past behind me. And we continue onward. Journeying to the FarLands in Minecraft Beta 1.7.3. Raising money for Child's Play charity along the way, which we are at a new high in terms of progress towards that goal. There's been more donation, and the total right now is, well, the Child's Play widget now shows $541.51 raised. Add $62.62 to that from the original chip-in widget from way back in the day. And the total is now $604.12 raised for the goal. And that is 9.52% of the way towards the goal. Excellently awesome. And I thank you, individuals who have donated. I appreciate that very much, no end, and I'm sure Child's Play appreciates it as well. And yeah, we're moving along here. Let's see. Really glad to be getting back to doing this on a regular basis. I enjoyed building the monument thing, but honestly, really glad to be moving again. Oh, shut up, zombie. Nobody really wants to hear from you anyway. That's why you're dead. Oy, oy, oy. Everybody's got to put their 2 cents worth in. You ever notice that? Anyhoozle. We're continuing on here. Some nice terrain here. A little walk in the wintry forest area, it looks like. Let's see. And I'm getting a little bit of regularity back into what I'm doing on the gaming channel. What I'm going to try to do is the plan is to kind of alternate things just a little bit. Basically, to go for having a Hermitcraft episode every other day. And on days when it's not Hermitcraft in the morning, I want to have my single-player world doing something. And just alternate back and forth between them. Oh, boy. And trying to do that. And of course, there is the new series that I got started up with. I was going to wait with that series. I really wanted to wait until I had already concluded some stuff. But I just reached a point where I just couldn't wait anymore. I had to get started with it. And so I started the first episode yesterday of Creativerse, which is really something I've been having a lot of fun with because, well, I got this probably about a week ago, and I spent some time in a initial test world / learning the game world, you know, that kind of thing. And spent some time with that, and then I started the LP world on May the 1st, actually. That's when I made that world. And I started recording And by the time I looked up to take a break from recording, I had recorded 4 episodes worth on that first day. It's like, wow. Without even really realizing how much I had done, I had actually gotten that much recorded. And yeah, that made me stop and force myself to take a little bit of a break. Or maybe it was 3 episodes. I don't know. Whatever. It was either 3 or 4 episodes. I think it was 4. I know yesterday I recorded the 5th episode. And later today I will probably be recording more. Just simply because, why not? I'm having fun with it. Before I do that, though, I do need to get another episode of TFC Modcraft recorded, because that was one of the ones that I wanted to bring to a conclusion before I started uploading Creativerse. But yeah, so I'm just going to keep cranking on with that one. And as for other series, there is City Skylines, there is Banished, and there is Empyrean Galactic Survival. But I am going to have a... Okay, the City Skylines and Banished, they will continue. They're probably going to be a little bit before they do continue, because I want to get the TFC Modcraft series kind of finished up. I don't know how many episodes there is going to be in the process of finishing it up. It could be 5 or 10. It could be even... I know it's going to be more than 1. I'm not close enough to being able to do what I want to do just yet. But I'm working on it. Once that series is ended, it'll be City Skylines and Banished will be in there. Both of those series are expected to go a long ways, quite a long while, because in each case, my goal is to build up, develop, and populate the entire map. And in Banished, I'm using a mod that allows me to have a much larger map than the vanilla game will permit. Oh, wait a minute. I think I can just knock over here and save myself a boat. Yeah. Anyway, and as for Empyrean, the last episode that I made of that had me having achieved my goal of getting the resources needed to be able to do the changes and updates to my ship that I'm going to need to make when Alpha 6 comes out, when it finally gets pushed out to stable. And so I think what I'm probably going to end up doing is I'll have one more episode of Empyrean in which basically I'm going to inform folks of that, and that that series will then be going on hiatus or into sleeper mode until sometime after Alpha 6 is pushed to stable, and they've had time for a bug fix patch or 2. Where's my shears? There we are. I need wool and I need wood. As I remember at the end of the last episode, I had pretty much run myself completely out of wood. And was starting to get low on wool. I hate cutting down these mega trees, but it's close enough to this other one that it's just going to look like a huge branch off of it, so I'm not going to worry about it. All right, meanwhile, it's time for that first night already. Wow. Okay, 46 wool will do for the moment. All right. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to, one more episode of Empyrean where I'm going to basically let folks know that it's going kind of into sleeper mode until Alpha 6 is pushed to stable, and is in fact actually stable enough, in my opinion. And that's going to be based on what I see people talking about in forums and so on, about how it's performing and whatnot. There is an LP, or, whoa, hey, I just used up my diamond axe. Okay, let's get something new made. And we'll just use iron, because I don't have enough diamonds to do another one. That's all right. No. I am not cutting another mega tree. All right. So that'll happen in the next day or two. Hopefully today, if I can get that put out real quick, like, because it shouldn't take very long, and it shouldn't even be a very long episode. I'm doing it that way because in the past I have had a tendency to do something that I've seen many other folks do, and that is for a series to just end. And it just ends by way of it stops, and you know, it starts out with just, you know, an episode ends with, we'll see you in the next episode where we're going to do such and such or whatever, and then next episode never happens. I've done that myself more times than I care to think about, and I've seen others do it as well. And I have decided I don't want to do that again. I do not ever want to do that again. So if I decide that it's time for a series to end, for whatever reason there is to do that, I'm going to make one final episode to tell people that it is officially ended. And that's done. That's it. It's done. Or it's going on a long hiatus break for this or that reason or whatever, you know. The idea is I don't want to leave people hanging thinking, well, if I'm patient and wait long enough, sooner or later he'll make another episode, when in fact he's not going to, you know, or something like that. So I'm going to try to actually, from now on, when I am ending a series, to actually have one final episode in the series that says so, that it's over, instead of just leaving people hanging. Because I have, like I said, I've seen I've done it myself, and I've seen others do it in series that I was watching and very much eagerly anticipating another episode of, and found it very frustrating to get to the end of the playlist and then figure out that there isn't going to be another episode because the last video in the playlist is 2 years old. Even though the last video says, we'll see you at episode whatever, and then next episode whatever never happens. I think it's a good idea that if you're going to end a series, that there should be at least one final episode made in which you plainly and flat out state that this is the end. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, but I can no longer continue. for whatever reason, or even if you don't give a reason, but you just decide, that's it, it's done. But, you know, the idea is to actually say so, to actually let folks know, hey, this is it, it's done, thank you for watching. Because, I guess I'm going to make more boats. Okay, yeah. Make one more. Because that way people get to that final episode, they know, okay, the series is over. As much as I'd like to see more, at least the guy actually said, okay, this is it, the series is over. Or, okay, this is it, the series is going to go on a long break of as yet undetermined duration. Because I think it's better if you let people know what to expect. It's a good idea. And I've decided that I'm going to make a sincere effort to do that from now on, so that I don't leave a series hanging. Well, you know, just make an episode, and it ends with the promise of another episode, and that another episode never happens. I've done that myself in the past too many times, and it just annoys me when I'm watching a series and I run into that somebody else has done, and so no more. From now on, when something's over, I'm going to say it's over instead of just leaving it hang. That way, folks know what to expect. And I think that's a reasonable idea. It doesn't take very long. Such a final episode doesn't even have to be more than a few minutes, in which you explain, hey, the series is over for XYZ reason or whatever. Mainly letting folks know that it's done. And that way people don't have to come in there and say, okay, I've been waiting 2 years for you to make that next episode. When are you going to get around to it? You know? Wow. That is screenshot worthy right there. Screenshot. Yeah. And I think thumbnail. Yeah. That is really awesome. This is one of the reasons why you take these long walks in Minecraft beta. Because beta terrain generation will reward you with things like this. Okay. All right. Let's do this the easy way. Okay. The slightly even easier way. Yeah. Good to go here. Oh, coolness. Another screenshot. Yeah. Uh-huh. That looks cool. All right. I need to still be collecting more wood here. I need to not allow myself to forget to do that. In fact, let's see. Another 20 logs or so should be good. Like 2 or 3 more of these trees will be just about enough. Get me back up to a good supply of wood. Okay, looks like I need to go that way-ish. I have the best or easiest time navigating the terrain. Yeah, there we go. Now we can get away from all this darkness and shaded stuff out onto terrain that isn't going to try to kill us with mobs. Or, why am I saying us? I'm the one doing this. You guys, you're watching and you're with me in spirit, I know, but it's different. Oh, it occurred to me, yes. Oh, come on. Anyway, I noticed on the last video, let's see, JD Gaming asked, do you think you will ever reach the FarLands? Well, a question. Since before your sun burned hot in space, and before your race was born, I have awaited a question. Sorry about that. I couldn't help myself. I don't get to use lines like that very often, so I grab the opportunities that present themselves when I can, or when I think of it. Well, do I think I will ever reach the FarLands? Well, I think it's possible. And I think a related question is, do you think YouTube will still be in existence 30 years from now? Or 20 years from now, whichever, you know. Because I figure it's possible that I could reach the FarLands, but I might very well be in my 70s when I do. Because from what I've read, in terms of actual practice, I know that somebody calculated that it would take 820 hours of walking to get to the FarLands, but I think that's probably assuming that you're going on a flat world with no interruptions and it's just start to finish nonstop. In actual practice, it's a little bit slower than that because there's terrain to go over or around, and there is stopping to sleep every night, and there is the fact that I'm doing 3 Minecraft days worth of travel per episode these days. And so yeah, I think it's possible to do that. It's very possible. It's just a matter of determination. In terms of how much real-world time it would take, I've seen estimates that it could take anywhere from 20 to 35 years. I guess it depends on how often you make episodes and how far you travel in each episode and so on. So yes, I think I will eventually reach the FarLands. I may be almost 80 years old by the time that happens. You know, I could easily be in my 80s, which, that's fine. I fully expect to still be active, and so on, in my 80s, or when I get to 3 or 5 or 10 or 100 times 80. You know, I don't plan on going anywhere. So, yeah, the only place I plan on going is to the FarLands. Onwards. Yeah, well, whatever. I think I can. I think I can do it. I think anyone can do it. It's just how determined are you to do it? And I think I'm reasonably determined. So I'm up for it. Who knows what the future will bring, and in terms of things that get in the way, but for right now, I anticipate being able to do it. Beyond that, I can't even begin to actually hazard a guess as to what things might happen that would affect stuff between now and then. You know, we're talking about a lot of time here, so a lot of things can happen. All right, well, I keep coming back in my head to Creativerse. I've spent a lot of time with that recently. And, well, in the approximately a week or so since I've had it, according to Steam, I've played over like 52 hours in like a week. And when, you know, that's kind of a lot considering I'm actually kind of busy. I've got this series, I've got Hermitcraft and my single-player main world and City Skylines and Banished and Empyrean and TFC Modcraft, FTP Insanity, the Direwolf 20 1.7.10 pack. One of the reasons I'm going to end the TFC Modcraft thing is because one of the things that occurred to me recently is that I've got like 3 modded Minecraft series going at the same time. And I once decided that there was no way I would even do 2 at the same time. And here I am, I've got 3. This has got to change. It's hard to keep that kind of stuff straight after a while. And I have run into a little bit of that sort of confusion of what am I doing in this series, because I remember doing that, and no, that was in this other series, and so on. Wow. More epic. More epic. Well, now I have a choice of thumbnail images. That's cool. Can't wait to figure out which one I'm going to use. Because I have no clue right now. It's an even split. It could be any of them. So, once the TFC Modcraft goal was achieved, I put that series down. And then I'm going to focus, in terms of modded Minecraft, I will focus on finishing up FTP Insanity and getting that concluded, because that one's going to be easy to figure out when to conclude it, is when all of the objectives of that map have been taken care of. And there's no ambiguity there at all. It's very clear that when you finish X, Y, and Z, the map is complete. And so I'll work on that as soon as I finish up with TFC Modcraft. And then once Insanity is complete, then I will be sticking with the Direwolf 20 1.7.10 pack for the duration, because I anticipate that one to take quite a while. I really do. There is an epic amount of stuff that can be done in that particular mod pack, and I would like to do a lot of it. As much of it as I can. And I easily anticipate going well over 100 episodes in doing so. Because even though you can fast track some things, even with fast tracking things, it's you. Let's get away from that. Even with fast tracking things, there's a lot to cover in there, a lot of cool stuff to do that can be done with mods. There's a bunch of ideas that I've wanted to try to do for a while. Some of these ideas I came up with when Direwolf was playing that pack in his Season 7 LP that I kind of would have liked to see him do, but since he finished up and moved on, then I'm going to see what I can do. Instead of just wishing somebody else had done it, I'm going to see what I can do myself. Yes. Anywho, if I'm not mistaken, yes, I need to be keeping an eye out for an overnight spot, which should be something coming up here reasonably soon. We have some tall terrain over here. I think maybe in the wall of this hill might be a good place. Especially if I can get onto the western face of it. Bingo. Awesome, right here. Alright, get dug in. Alright, now get some light. And plug that up. Let's have another light. Okay. Okay, let's get some things made here. All right, I'm good on boats. I need 3 beds. All right. Collect the workbench. Throw away some extra cobble that I don't need and a sapling that I don't want. Very good. All right. Well, I think that's going to pretty much do it for today. Yes, it's late enough to sleep, so that's good. And be sure to stop by TinFoilChef.com, where you can donate to Child's Play charity, a worthy cause, and we'll get a little progress toward the goal. Although that's not the reason to donate. It's a good one in my opinion, but it is not the reason to donate. But still, it's appreciated regardless of your reason for doing so. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.